Alright guys, welcome back to part 2 to What If Cell Went Too Far Back. I'm enjoying this series. I know you all are too. And with all that being said, let's just get to it. Years have passed. Goku is fully grown and he rules the world. Well, kinda. Cell doesn't really care what he does, as long as he gives him people. Cell's turned the population into cattle. As Goku gives human sacrifice to Cell, as humans go in the cave, no one returns. As all these years pass, Raditz would eventually arrive on Earth. But as he arrived, he looked around. At first, he was angry that Goku let this planet stay alive, but then he saw statues of him and concluded he took over the world. Then he was a bit proud. I mean, he still was a bit ticked off that he didn't wipe everyone out like his mission said, but he took over the world, which is pretty impressive. So it seems like he is a Saiyan, so Raditz couldn't be too mad. As Raditz began to fly around, he would eventually find Kakarot and land beside him. Kakarot! Goku would look over at him and smile. Cell told him about Raditz, and he knows what's gonna happen. So to me to talk. So, Kakarot, you ready to join us? Yeah, but I have something for us. Something that could come really in handy in the future. Raditz would look at Kakarot, intrigued. Oh? Well, show me. As Goku would bring him into a cave, suddenly he would see Cell. Raditz would say, "What the hell is that thing?" "Hello, Raditz. I've been waiting for you for so long. I've been eating all these humans, but they're so weak and pathetic. You're not that strong yourself, but you're better. You'll be a much tastier meal for me." As Cell looked at him, licking his lips, Raditz looked at him uncomfortable. Raditz has fought many people throughout the universe, and even though he was pretty weak, he still was a warrior. However, he's never seen anything like this, but that wouldn't deter Raditz. Raditz would look at him and say, "Get the hell away from me." Imperfect Cell would laugh and say, "I like that attitude. It makes it more fun." Raditz hit him with a double Sunday and began to fly away, but then Cell would appear in front of him and punch him down to the floor. Raditz would say, "Don't do it. Whatever you're gonna do, beast. I am the mighty Raditz. You can't." Cell would then say, "Shut up. You're the weakest on your team. You're nothing but a little pathetic Saiyan. A Saiyan that can't match the others. A low-class runt that can't do anything. And you're gonna die. And no one will remember you. And no one will even care that you're dead." Raditz got angrier and angrier as he blasted another ki blast and another ki blast, but it did nothing. As Cell slowly walked more and more towards him, Raditz began to fly away, but then he felt a hand grab him and in a sharp pain in his spine. As Cell began to stab Raditz and absorb all of his energy, as Cell then fell to the floor and began to get sucked up. As he screamed in pain and agony, Cell said, "Shh, it's over. You served your purpose to feed me." As he died, Cell then smirked as he looked over at Goku and says, "Goku, I have a little opposition for you." Goku would look at Imperfect Cell and say, "What is that?" "I want you to stay on this planet and rule it, and make sure Dr. Gero's still alive. As I will go away, I will absorb Frieza and his soldiers and become so much stronger. Then I'll bring a space pod back and you could take over his empire. I don't really care about it. All I want are the juicy soldiers and sacrifices." He began to lick his lips. Cell became tired of this planet. This planet had so weak people on it. The more powerful someone was, the more tasty they were, and he needed that power. He needed the taste. Goku would nod as Cell began to go to Raditz's space pod and would launch off into space. As Cell went deeper and deeper into space, eventually he would land on one of Frieza's planets. He would get out, as all the Frieza soldiers would look at him and surround him. "What race are you?" But then he would just stab one, absorbing them. The Frieza soldiers fought against Cell, but Cell has become a lot stronger. He's been training with Goku and been absorbing man after man, woman after woman, person after person. His power has been growing. Even if it didn't grow, Cell would still be more powerful than any of these soldiers. Cell began to absorb man after man. He absorbed all of them, absorbing the entire planet. As then he looked at where Frieza's capital planet was, and he got a spaceship. He also sent a space pod back to Earth so Goku can leave anytime he wants. After that, He got into a space pod and began to go towards Frieza's capital planet. We cut to Frieza. Frieza heard about one of his planets. Everyone there was killed, and they were all sucked up. Nothing but their clothes was left. Frieza was confused. He didn't know what kind of attack could that be. Maybe it was some sort of weapon. Frieza kept Zarbon and Dodoria near him at all times. He kept all of his most elite soldiers near him, except for the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force were busy out on other missions. However, as Frieza decided to stay at his capital, make sure it was safe, suddenly explosions would be heard, screams would be heard. As Frieza walked out, he saw him, Cell. As Cell looked at Frieza, Frieza would look at him, as he would say, Zarbon, Dodoria, take care of it. As they both charged at Cell, Cell would move so fast he couldn't even see him. As suddenly, he grabbed Zarbon and stabbed him and began to absorb him. As he screamed out in pain, anger, he slowly got sucked into nothingness. Then he did the same thing to Dodoria. Frieza would now know how that happened, and Cell would continue to walk up towards him. You're gonna die, Frieza. I know all about you. I'm a part of you after all. What are you talking about? I'm from the future. A long time ago from now, someone would make someone out of the DNA of all the strongest fighters in the universe. That includes you. I have all the power in your final form, and I know about it. You might as well go into it. It's the only way you stand a chance. Even then, though, it's a 1% chance at most. Cell began to laugh, as Frieza looked at him annoyed and angry. Was he really from the future? He knew so much about him, and his power, it seemed amazing. He could just absorb people. He's never seen anything like it before. He thought about going to his second or third form to test him, but Frieza decided to go all out since this guy was a little disturbing, to say the least. As he went into his final form, Cell would say, so delicious. I can feel the power coming off of you. You will make a tasty snack. Frieza says, I'm the Emperor of the Universe, not a snack, as he charged and punched Imperfect Cell. But it did nothing, as Imperfect Cell looked down at him and said, Emperor or not, you're just a snack to me. Go to his final form, and he tried to blast Cell, hit Cell, but no matter what he did, it did nothing. Cell would just look at him, not even injured. Frieza would scream, this is impossible, I'm the Emperor of the Universe! He would pull out some death slicers and throw them right at Cell, but as they hit him, it did nothing. Just like the Destructo Disc did nothing, and Cannon. Frieza began to scream, damn it, damn it, damn it! Frieza then began to charge a Ki Blast as Cell appeared behind him. Are you gonna blow up the planet? I can breathe in space too. I just used a space pod, so I knew what direction it was in, because I didn't really know this universe too well. Cell then grabbed Frieza by the neck and began to choke him, as then he stabbed him with his tail. Frieza then blasted him with a death beam after death beam, beam after beam, Ki Blast after Ki Blast, punch after punch, but it did nothing as Cell slowly absorbed Frieza. Frieza would scream in fear and agony. This is the first time he was afraid in his entire life. As Frieza felt the sharp pain, as he felt all of his organs being sucked away, he slowly died as Cell took all of his power. It was so delicious. He's never tasted someone that powerful before. He's been used to eating flies, but Frieza wasn't like anything like that before. Frieza was like a lizard, a nice lizard, a snack like he's never experienced in his entire life. As Cell felt all the new energy coursing through his veins. Before he left, he went into the spaceship, and he didn't really know how things worked, but he needed Vegeta and Nappa to show up, so he decided just to call all elite soldiers there. And as they went to the planet, they saw Frieza's dead corpse. Cell absorbed everything except for his head. As he picked up Frieza's head, he shielded around to everyone, saying, I am Cell. I will lead you. And I have a little helper to help me. But I need to see Nappa and Vegeta. As Nappa and Vegeta looked, they were shocked. Someone killed Frieza, and now he was the new ruler. He looked at him and said, You're Saiyans, right? I heard a lot about your race, and I admire their hard work. You all will be my right-hand man. Nappa would smirk. He was excited to be promoted. Vegeta was too, but he also didn't trust Cell. After all, he didn't know who the hell he was. And Frieza was seen to be the strongest in the entire universe. And he showed up and killed him and just took everything over. So, not like he trusted him, but it's not like he had a choice. So they agreed. As then Cell
began to get out and fly into space. As he flew towards Earth, he knew where Earth was. He had a rough idea, at least, and it wouldn't take too long for him to find it, since he knew the solar system pretty well. When he was in the space pod, Cell was looking around and remembered the path he took to get here, so he just had to fly in that path, and he would go to Earth. Everything was going as planned. And not too long after this, only a few years, and the androids will finally be made, and he can finally become perfect. He can finally reach his dreams. And that's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think down the comments below. Peace out. Love you all.